Good day everyone. Today we are going to discuss about representations of rational functions. At the end of this lesson, the learner is able to represent a rational function through its table of values, graphs, and equations. Okay, now let's define rational function. A rational function is a function of the form f of x is equal to p of x over q of x, where p of x and q of x are polynomial functions and q of x is not the zero polynomial. The domain of f of x is all values of x, where q of x is not equal to 0. Now for example, I have here f of x is equal to 3x plus 1 over x minus 1. The values of f of x are all real numbers except positive 1. Why? If we make the value of x positive 1 here, okay, now let's try substituting positive 1. That becomes 3 times 1 plus 1 over 1 minus 1. Now the denominator, when we subtract 1 minus 1, that becomes 0. 3 plus 1. Now, if 0 si denominator, automatic again, that is undefined, and we cannot have an undefined nga function. Dili siya rational function if 0 si denominator. Okay, so pwede any number except lang sa makapa-0 sa atong denominator. Okay, now let's proceed with example number 1. Let's have example number 1. Example number 1 here states that, or said that, we need to represent the rational function f of x is equal to x minus 1 over x plus 1 using a table of values and plot a graph of the function by connecting points. Okay, now this is our table of values. Kana siya. Muna gitawag na table of values. Now, aha tagi kag negative 10, negative 8, negative 6, negative 4, negative 2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now, pwede lain-lain atong number buton dira, but in this case, nag-alternate only even numbers including 0. Wala gi-appeal diri si negative 1. There is a negative 1, not there. Let me erase that one. There is a negative 1. Dili siya pwede apilon. Why? It makes our rational function undefined. Because if we substitute negative 1 sa atong rational function, nga niyang may tabo. F of negative 1 minus 1 over negative 1 plus 1. Numerator becomes negative 2, denominator becomes 0, and our fraction or our function becomes undefined. And delete na to, pwede apilon ang undefined niya. Okay, now let's find the values or the f of x values given the x values. Kana si negative 10, ang buhaton isubstitute ra si negative 10, negative 8, negative 6, negative 4, negative 2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 sa ato ang rational function. Now let's complete the table of values by substituting the values, the x values, kani si negative 10, negative 8, negative 6, until positive 10 sa ato ang rational function. So let's start with negative 10. Say we have here negative 10. X is equal to negative 10. So let's start. F of x is equal to x minus 1 over x plus 1. This becomes negative 10 minus 1 over 10, negative 10 plus 1. This becomes negative 11 over negative 9, or this is positive, that is 11 divided by 9 rather, that is 1, 9, this is 2, add another 0, this is 2, 18, 2, add another 0. Now we stop at 2 decimal places because it is now a repeating decimal. So the answer here is positive 1.22. Now let's proceed to the next one. 1.22. So this one here is 1.22. Now let's proceed with negative 8. Let's say x equals negative 8. F of x equals x minus 1 over x plus 1 is negative 8 minus 1 over negative 8 plus 1. This is negative 9 over negative 7. 9 divided by 7, this is 1, 7, 2, 20, that is 2, 14, 6, 60. 8, here 56, 40. Now let's stop at 2 decimal places. So this is positive 1.28. So this is positive 1.28. So the answer is 1.28. Okay, now since we have completed the table of values, let us now plot them in a Cartesian coordinate plane. Let us plot the pair of values for x and f of x. Now let's label. Now don't forget that f of x is equivalent to y. And before we forget, let's label each pair by letters para dili ka maglibog ini-plot sa Cartesian coordinate plane. Okay, now let's make a Cartesian coordinate plane. For example, I have here the values are positive 10, 10. Say I have here this is the x values and y values. This is 0, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Here we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9. I erase this one. This negative 10. Okay, this one here is negative 10. Okay, this is positive 1, positive 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and negative 5. Now let's plot first A. Okay, the plot that is x is negative 10, so very, and 1.22. I believe ang atong 1.22 natin data. Going there, straight na siyang si letter A. Now let's have letter B. Letter B here is negative 8 to 1.28. Negative 8 is here. 1.28 marks here. So this is B. And C, we have negative 6 and negative 1.4. So sa kasyang main B, that is letter C. Negative 4 and 1.66. Okay, we have negative 4 and 1.66. Now that's 2 already. Let's adjust the numbers here. Okay. 1.66, this is B. And E, have here, let me make another lines 2 and 3. This is 2, this is 3. Going to letter E, we have negative 2 and positive 3. So okay, now let's proceed to F. F, we have 0, negative 1. This is 0, this is negative 1, so that goes here. This is E, and this is F. Now let's proceed to letter G, that is 0.33 and 2. This here, this is G. Letter H, 4 and 0.60. That's here. 6 and 0.71. and 8 and 0.77, then 89. 81 rather. So let's connect the dots. Okay, this one goes up, and also this one, A, B, C, and E. Now notice na ang duha ka lines wala sila nag-abot. It's because of the value negative 1. Kay diri si negative 1, pag natay value ni negative 1, ma-identify ang undefined ng ato ang rational function na f of x equals x minus 1 over x plus 1. Because when we change that becomes negative 1 minus 1 over negative 1 plus 1. Numerator becomes negative 2, denominator becomes 0, and 0 si denominator undefined. So, kung asa siya nag-undefined, dili pwede magtagpo ang duha ka lines. Separated gid siya kung nasa tunga-tunga ang naka-file undefined sa ato ang rational function rather. Now let's have example number 2. Example number 2, we are to represent the rational function f of x equals x squared minus 3x minus 10 over x using a table of values and plot a graph of the function by connecting points. Okay, same with example number 1. This is our rational function. Tanang x, ilisan sa tanang given values ni x para makita nato ang value ni f of x. So we can graph we can plot a graph sa Cartesian coordinate plane. Okay, now let's proceed to example number 2. Let's solve for the value of f of x. Let us substitute x with these values. Let's start with negative 5. Okay. When x is equal to negative 5, let's substitute that is negative 5 over equals negative 5 squared minus 3 times negative 5 minus 10 over negative 5 becomes 25 plus 15 minus 10 over negative 5, that becomes 30, that is negative 6. This is negative 6. Let's write this in red para makita. Okay, now let's plot. This is our table of values. I just transferred it here para mas klaro. Okay, this is our table of values. Now let's graph. Let's count. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This one minus the x. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so negative, let me make a line here first. Negative 1, 2, negative 3, 4, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, until negative 12. Okay, now let's plot the first one. Let's label it first. Label sa ta para dili maglibog. Okay, this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, and O. Okay, let's plot first si A. Si A sa itong unang i-plot. Okay, let's use a different color. Kanang maklaro. Let's go with green. A is negative 5 and negative 6. So, dere. Negative 6 and negative 5. Negative 5 is x and negative 6 na to kay y. So, that goes here. This is A. Now, let's proceed with B. Negative 4 and negative 4.5. Okay, this is negative 4.5. Tapos si 4. Negative 4 is this one. So, this one here is B. Now, let's go to C. That's negative 3. Negative 2.67. Let's say it starts here. So, si C, na siya. And we have here negative 2 and 0. So, this is D. E is negative 1 and 6. This is E. Our F is 1 and negative 12. Minus 1, negative 12. Let's look for negative 12 here. So, minus F. Okay, this is F. Now let's proceed to G. Ini sila 2 and negative 6. 2, this is 2. Negative 6 stops here. 1 is a negative 6. So this is letter G. H is 3 and negative 3.33. Let's say 3 na siya. Nasa 3. This is H. Now 4 is here. And negative 1.5. Let's say there is a tunga. And kana si 4. So this is I. J is 5 and 0. This is J. K is 6 and 1.33. Let's say kanatira. Okay. This is K. Let's proceed to L. 7 and 2.57. Let's say this one is 2.57 and 7. This is L. M is 8 and 3.75. Let's say this is 3.75. And this is 8. Since natunog siya dira. So this is M. Now N here is 4.89. Let's say that should shadow is just 9. And there is a 9. Okay, mama is 9. Okay, this is N. And O is 10 and positive 6. So this one, that is O. This is 10 and this is positive 6. So now let's connect the dots. Okay. The other one is this G. So G H I. Okay. Now mao na iporma sa iyang graph. This one from the table of values mao ni iyang graph pasabot kung asa sila wala nagtunong. Somewhere diri dapita na dira ang makapa-undefine sa katuang rational function, which is f of x equals x squared minus 3x minus 10 over x. So naaani nga dapit diri ang makapa-undefine niya mao wala sila nagtagpo. So here you go, mao ni ang ato ang graph. Let me erase this red dot. Okay, so wala labot si red, only green. Okay, this is your graph. So ang graph lang nato ang atong tan-awon. Dapat isolve si table of values para makagraph ta. Okay. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and you may now enjoy your quiz.